What? Yeah? I already know that. Yeah, I like that. No, you shouldn't do that. But what if you didn't do it? What? Yeah? I already know that. Yeah, I like that. No, you shouldn't do that. But what if you didn't do it?
When I saw this video, I actually made a little TikTok about it, but when I saw this video, I knew I wanted to have a long, like a conversation about this topic, because there's so many women out there who are beautiful, okay? They have a great shape, they are clean, you know, whether their house or hygienic wise as well. Well, they look well taken care of, you know, they have good jobs, and they are just women that you would look at and be like, wow, this is like a good woman. This is a good, capable woman. What's her problem with relationships? How come she can't keep a relationship? What's so hard in her finding a relationship or finding a man? And the reason is because a lot of these women simply do not know how to communicate. They have a nasty attitude. They're nasty. They're disrespectful. You don't want to be around them. You know, when they communicate with you or when they communicate to you, you always on the defense trying to figure out, you know, what jab they're going to throw, because they're always, you know, not thinking about how it's going to affect you or how it's going to come across. A lot of these women keep this same rhetoric of like, oh, you know, well, that's just how I talk. So if you're not going to get used to it, then maybe I need to find somebody that's going to get used to it. And it's like, well, maybe you should change your approach on how you speak. As women, we have to learn how to take criticism and be accountable for the things that we do, for the part that we play in a lot of situations, because a lot of women just act like it can't possibly be them. They can't possibly have done anything wrong. It can't possibly be me that did anything. It has to be the other people. Something got to be wrong with the way that you're listening. Something has to be wrong with your ears and the way that you're interpreting what I'm saying. It can't actually be what I'm saying that's the problem. And it's a problem. There's a lot of things that if you look into it, it's the details of things on a daily basis that keep women single. You might be hitting the mark on a whole bunch of other things, but you see respect in your relationship. Once that goes, you can kiss the whole relationship goodbye. You could go ahead and chuck up the deuce, because there's nothing that's going to be able to repair that situation. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody that they feel invalidated. They feel like they're not heard. They feel like somebody is just dismissive towards them. And all of this body language and all this behavior is very dismissive. It's giving very, you know, I can't wait till you finish talking to me. I can't wait till you're done with your point so I can go back to doing what I'm doing, because I don't want to hear your mouth. And it's disrespectful. Let the roles be reversed and let it be a woman who's in a relationship with a man. And every time she tries to communicate with him, he's very dismissive, or he's pushing her off, or he's being, you know, very rude and aggressive towards her. That relationship wouldn't last. She'll be running for the hills. You know, women leave first. She'll be running for the hills. Like, oh, no, I can't take this, because you're not going to be treating me like this over and over again. I'm just going to deal with it. It would take him about 1 or 2 times to talk to her a certain way, and she'll be on her way out the door. But a lot of women get into relationships with men, and it's so funny. They're so soft-spoken and they're so kind-hearted and easy to communicate when it's in the dating phase. But as soon as somehow he says, you're my girlfriend, or I want you to be my wife, or we're married, all of a sudden, all the compassion you have and the empathy you have for this person, you no longer have. You have it for everybody else but the man who's committed to you. The man who's committed to lead you, guide you, protect you, cover you. All of a sudden, he gets the worst end of the stick, and everybody else gets the best version of you. The people at the job, the dog, the mailman, everybody gets the best version of you except for that person. He's heartbroken every time he goes out with you, and you're so kind to the waiter. You're kind to everybody else but him. A lot of women are putting the relationships that they have with other people, like their homegirls or everybody else, before their man. And they don't understand that it starts in these spaces. It starts with situations just like this. The way that you're communicating. Check it out the door. Don't wait months, years at a time that you talking to this man nasty, and now all of a sudden you want to be this new person because he already has an image of you. It's going to be very hard for you to change the way that he is now communicating with you, because now you've trained him to communicate with you defensively because of the way that you communicate with him for all this time. I love that this woman is giving a representation of how you can change the way that you speak, how you can change your tone. We're in a space now that everything is about tone. Everybody's so sensitive to tone, but the people who are the most sensitive to tone, interestingly enough, are the people who are so disrespectful with the way that they communicate. They're offended by everything, but they're the ones who cause so much offense. A lot of times, not all times, a lot of times in relationships, a lot of women are fully responsible for the way and the demeanor in which the people from her household thrive. What I mean by that is her husband, her children. What way are you communicating with them? Are you communicating to them in a way that's building them up, or are you breaking them down? Are you communicating to them out of your own frustrations instead of saying, I'm frustrated right now, I can't communicate? Are you doing that? Because it's hurting them, it's harming them. And it's doing something to you as well. It's hurting you also. It's not edifying. Constantly communicating like that will keep you in a constant state of stress, which leads to a lot of other things. Anxiety, depression, all types of things, because you're invoking this energy on yourself, because you're giving all of this emotion that's not necessary just to say, huh? What? Look at this.
What? Yeah? I already know that. Yeah, I like that. No, you shouldn't do that. But what if you didn't do it?
Do you see how easy it is for her to have a softer tone? Do you see how less invasive it is for her to communicate that way? Do you see how tranquil she is because it's not harming her or putting off from her to communicate calmly and nicely? Whereas women are communicating with all this aggression and all this energy, and you talking about you stress out all the time. Well, we can see why. Look at the way that you're communicating. Look at the way that you're displaying yourself. Oh, well, that's just how I am. Well, you need to change it. Well, I've always been like this. Well, you always been wrong. We have to stop thinking that we're so perfect in the way that we are naturally. It's okay to grow. It's okay to evolve. It's okay to change. It may not be comfortable. It may not be easy. But it doesn't mean that it's something that you should not do. You should do it. That's how we get to being the best version of ourselves. Is growing out of the things that we used to do. Something that I've always said is that, you see comfort, anything that makes you too comfortable when it comes to growth within yourself, just know that it's hindering you. Because change sometimes is very uncomfortable. Sometimes the most necessary change is very uncomfortable. But once you get to the other side, you feel a lot better. That you went through it, that you made it through that evolution process. That's my opinion. Okay, that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.